Hello everybody, and today we are reviewing the YongNuo 600 LED light panel. Hello everyone, today we are reviewing this is the YongNuo 600 LED. YongNuo 600 because it has 600 individual LEDs in this. One of these comes in at about 500 ringgit, which is about 150 US bucks. Now I got these locally here in Malaysia, however they are all imported from China because YongNuo is a Chinese brand, hence it's made in China. So when it comes to build quality, it doesn't really feel like it's gonna fall apart anytime soon, but it doesn't really feel that tough either. So I'd call it mediocre. About the build is actually quite good. It comes with a standard tripod mount. It's a 1/4 inch screw thread. Comes with a handle, so you can basically screw in the handle, and underneath the handle is a light stand adapter, so you can just prop it on a light stand. However, one thing about the handle light stand adapter is it's basically right angled, so you cannot tilt it in any way. So if you're gonna have to tilt this thing, you're gonna have to use other flash brackets, or you're gonna have to use actually a tripod with this. So that's one issue with this thing. In terms of power, in the box, this thing doesn't come with any batteries or even the DC adapter, so you will have to get the batteries and DC adapters yourself. So the DC adapter plugs in right here, and it takes 2 Sony NPF batteries. It's up to you, you want to use the big ones or the small ones, but in terms of battery life, if you're using 4000 mAh and above, you can easily get 2 hours of battery life on this at full power. So this is pretty good actually. It comes with 2 sets of LEDs because this is the bi-color version I have right here. So basically one set of the LEDs is at 5500 Kelvin and another set is at 3200 Kelvin. Let me show you. Basically you get warmer and cooler color temperatures. This is 3200, I'll point it at my face, 3200, and this is 5500. So you can see it's actually overexposing in the shots even when it is at minimum power. So you can see this is actually quite bright. In fact, this video right now is being lit by a YongNuo 600 LED, which is behind the camera and bounced off this wall. I was going to set up a backlight because the low contrast background, but I didn't really have the space to set one up because my room is tiny. Anyway, the powering options on this, you only have 2 powering options, the NPF batteries and the DC adapter, neither of them which are included in the box like I said. However, the way it's powered using the batteries is it has a A battery and a B battery. The A battery powers 1 set of LEDs and the B battery powers the other sets of LEDs. So if I remove one battery, I'm removing the B battery, I can still actually turn this on, but only in 5500 Kelvin mode. If I switch over to 3200 Kelvin, it will not light up because it is individually powered by each of the batteries. So one battery powers 1 set of LEDs. Let me just slap the other NPF battery on. One thing about the build is it has built-in barn doors. They are fixed. You will have to open them if you're gonna use them. You cannot remove them because if you don't open them, basically they block all your lights. I don't really like these barn doors because they are actually not long enough to give you any adequate shade on the lighting. It's really hard to actually shape the lights at all with these barn doors. You're probably gonna have to add your very own flags or black foil and etc. If we're gonna remove these, they are mounted using bolts and screws, nuts and screws. So you will have to unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. You have to unscrew 16 of them to basically pretty much permanently remove these. However, kudos to YongNuo for making a very affordable and very practical LED because it even comes with a IR remote. So you can actually remotely operate these. You can even set channels 1, 2, 3 So you can have up to 3 groups of LED light panels, and on your remote control, you can control each and every channel individually. You can remotely turn them on and off, and then you can change the brightness value of each individual channel, each set of LEDs. So this is very good. They are a little glitchy at times because IR is not that reliable at longer distances. There's basically one receptor in front here and one behind here, but then it's a really convenient feature to have, so you won't have to run around your set changing the exposure each and every one and checking your camera just to find out it's a tad underexposed and I have to fine tune everything. With this, you can just do everything remotely using the remote control. The remote control is included in the box, so no worries on that, not so separately. So that is pretty much it about this light. Is there anything else? Okay, it does come with a gel holder. This is the default white diffusion gel, which doesn't really diffuse anything. It also comes with a tungsten diffusion gel. So if you slot this in, you basically get orange light all over the place. Yep. So the CRI on this, I believe, is not all that accurate, because this is, after all, a rather budget light. It won't give you very accurate CRIs like Kino flows and etc. because, well, even after setting the Kelvin value on my camera to the same Kelvin value as the light source, I still get quite a bit of green tint. Now this shouldn't be a huge problem for most of us because you can easily fix the slight tint in post with a bit of color correction. So that's a workaround, but it can be a little annoying, so you will have to compensate for the tint in your white balance settings. A nice feature on this LED as well is you can actually change, you can check the value of the power of your batteries. So basically I have it on battery A right here and it says P9, which is 90% power left. I can toggle it to battery B, which is also P9 because I just charged these. So you can check the remaining power on your batteries so your LED won't suddenly die on you mid-shoot. You will know when the battery is low, so you can anticipate things and plan accordingly. The YongNuo LED does have one cooling fan behind here. This is the cooling fan, and it can get a little bit noisy. The cooling fan only kicks in after it heats up just a little bit. I don't really think the cooling fan is necessary, but then it is there, especially when you keep running this on full power. The cooling fan will kick in and generate quite a bit of noise. In fact, my key light behind the camera, the cooling fan is already on. I'm not quite sure if you can hear it. Actually, I'll bring it over to the mic and let you hear the sound of the fan. Okay, so this key light, and this is the sound the fan makes. Now my key light right now is on 50% power. That's 50% on 5500 and 3200. And my camera settings right now are 1/50th second shutter speed, f2.8 and ISO 640. So even on 50% power, bounced off of wall, so the light loss is actually quite a lot. But the brightness of the LED light panels still hold up very, very well. Just to give you an idea of how bright it is, I'm gonna crank this one up to full power, and you can see just how bright it makes everything else. I'm bouncing it off the ceiling and you can see just how much brighter the shot has become. I'm bouncing it off the wall. It's in my face. I'm turning white. So this is a very bright light panel. Given the brightness of it, it is really powerful. You have a control knob here, which you can press to turn it on and off, and you can turn it to change the power value. It has a nice LED back here to show you how much power you have. Now right now it's increasing in 10% increments, so 10, 20, 30, 40. Now if I want to fine tune it, I can just hit this button right here. It's labeled C Fine. I'm not sure what it stands for, but C Fine, okay. So hit it here, and it comes to 1% increments. So it's increasing in 1 unit increments right now, as opposed to 10 unit increments earlier on. So this is very neat in my opinion. You can fine tune your lights because each set of different color toned LEDs, the exposure of both of them is set individually, so you can balance your white balance at a very precise level, which is a great feature to have. So there it is, my opinions on the YongNuo 600 LED. It's a very great light panel. It's not the perfect light panel out there, but it definitely works very, very well. So that is pretty much it, everyone. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.